Welcome to another video of TAM at Home. My name is Katie. I'm a museum educator and teaching artist at the Tacoma Art Museum. Thank you for joining me today for some art making. I'm so excited to be doing this with you. And today's project is one of my favorite things ever, which is printmaking. And printmaking is essentially creating a stamp. And the artist we will be looking at today from TAM's collection uses printmaking in a very interesting way. So let's take a look. This work is called Color in Oval Space by Glen, Alps. Let your eye move all over the artwork, left to right and top to bottom. What patterns do you see? There are a lot of layers of color and pattern in this artwork. Pretend that you can step into it. Imagine you can step in between each layer and go deeper and deeper into the work. How many layers can you find? Now that we're feeling a little inspired, let's get started on our print. Like I mentioned, printmaking is basically creating a stamp, and if you have stamps and ink at home, that's great, but no worries. I'm gonna show you how we can make a print with just everyday objects, basic writing utensils, and a piece of paper. But first things first, we're gonna go on a bit of a scavenger hunt around my home and see if we can find some things with a hard texture. All right, let's go. Okay, so we're in my kitchen looking for some things with a hard texture. So this tile could work really well. I can feel all those little ridges when I run my hand over it. Can't take that into the studio, but we can come back for it. Let's go over here. Oh, this sign could work pretty well here too. Has this cool little plant pattern that kind of sticks up. Let's grab one more thing. Let's grab this spoon. I can feel all those little dots over it. Maybe get some polka dot action in our artwork. All right, let's start with these. But what I'm gonna do, I'm going to place my paper over the sign. And then I'm going to use my pencil to kind of rub and transfer that texture onto my paper. And I recommend maybe using the side of the pencil, it works a little bit better. And I'm going to use this kind of pretty like plant pattern around the border here. I really like that. And you can press lightly, or you can press really firmly, depending on how much of the texture you want to show up. I want to get some of these words in here too. And I kind of like turning my paper side to side to get different angles. Okay, and if you remember when we looked at our artists, they had a lot of layers in their artwork, so let's keep adding layers to ours and build up those textures on top of each other. And let's try another object. Let's try our spoon. Now this might be a little bit more difficult because it's rounded, but we're gonna give it a try because, you know, we're taking risks and exploring different things here. I'm also gonna pick up an oil pastel to get some color. All right, I kind of have to crumple my paper a little bit, but that's okay. Let's see if this works. And I really like overlapping these textures here. Worked pretty well. We can see some of that little polka dot pattern kind of coming through. And I think for my next layer, I'm going to head back into the kitchen and transfer some of that tile onto here. So let's do that real quick. And there we have it. I could keep doing that all day if I wanted to, even adding 100 layers to one artwork. I am gonna stop here with this one though. I did make a couple others that I wanted to show you that I'm super proud of. I really like doing this because every one looks so different even when you use the same object. So for example, on this one, here and here I used the sign, but here I used pencil and here I used oil pastel. I really like how that turned out. So you can make more if you want to. Or a fun game also to play is make a print and have someone guess which household item you used for which texture rubbing. So I'm going to show you one of mine, and I'll see if you can guess what it is. Kind of a blue wavy pattern. You think you know what it is? I will give you a hint. I got this object from my kitchen. And if you think you know what it is, go ahead and like or comment on this video. And don't forget to check out all the other TAM at Home videos. Happy art making!